Hello everyone and welcome to a game called Rings. This is a game about relationships, I think. And this is also a visual novel that was made for a game jam where you only have 100 hours to complete a game. For those of you who have made games before, know that for making a game, that's not a very long time to make a game. So I decided I'm going to explore Rings and see what it has to offer. Let's start. The fairies probably took your mother. Okay, we're already starting with mental delusions. Amazing. No, I'm probably just getting associated with the world. You know, in the end, she didn't even have any charms, spells, or anything to protect her. And she's always been just a bit fairy-touched. You look at Laura, an old childhood friend who's graciously given you a ride from the airport. She looks cozy in the thick tan turtleneck. Thank you for coming out here. I know college must have you so busy, and this must be so hard on you. I'm only here out of obligation. I miss her. Oh no, I should have saved, but, well, c'est la vie. I'm only here out of obligation. Well, we appreciate it. Anyway, here we are. Thanks for the ride. It's strange to be back here when you grow up. The magic in the air is so thick that it gives you goosebumps. Most people don't dare to live here or where the veil wears so thin, and the people who do make sure to have everything they can to protect them. There are strange little charms above doorways, great thorny bushes, and big iron gates. All the things fairies hate, supposedly. No one bothers with any of that in the city where you live in now. So when you see them, it reminds you of being a kid again, tugging on your mother's skirt. She hasn't comforted you like that in years. You entered the old house, reminiscing on old memories. Okay. Save. In case there's any more options in my path ahead, I shall save. You wander through all sorts of different rooms. A layer of dust has taken advantage of the empty house and settled over everything. You have to spend some time cleaning. The worst of it is the laundry room in the basement. Your mother must have been ignoring this room even before she disappeared. Black mold and unidentified fungi had made their home along the walls, surrounding you when you shut the door. The smell of it penetrates everything and makes you woozy. You feel dizzy and tired. Is it making you sick? You fall to your knees and your eyes close. Well, that was quick. Just got back to my new house. Met up with my friend. Passed out in the basement. Sounds great. When they open again, you're in a different place entirely. You're in an alley. Strange graffiti lines the walls, illustrations of mushrooms and patterns. And you're not alone. Oh, who is this fella? A unicorn man. Oh, I didn't expect someone else so soon. She's big and dressed strangely. Oh, it's a woman. It takes you longer than it should to notice that her blue skin and horn curled out from her forehead. I'm Alma. She must be a fairy, you realize. Were you transported? You take a few steps back. No, I'm sorry, you must be so confused. I can help you find your way home, if that's what you want. She seems earnest, and you know fairies can't lie. You said someone else was here, or where am I? Where am I? You walked into a fairy ring. It took you to this world. Weird, you said someone else was here. She looked a bit like you. I think she came here intentionally. She seemed excited. That must be my mother. So if that was your mother I saw, did you come here after her? Not intentionally, but it works out. Well, do you want to go look for her? You should go look for her. That's just a normal daughter would do, right? I should try to find her, I guess. I could help you. The place is dangerous for a human. You could use a guide. How convenient of you to be here, that I could run into you and you could guide me, despite how apparently violent and dangerous fairies are for humans. And I'm glad I ran into a nice one my first time here. She smiles, but you've been taught that the fairies rarely just offer help. Why would you help me? You're clever. And cute. You just met me and you know I'm clever. Okay, that's weird. I do want something in exchange, though. She pauses before dramatically offering her hand to you. I have a deal for you. If I help you look for your mother, then you'll allow me to try and court you. To woo you. If I am not to your favor, you may dismiss me at any time. And if you change your mind, I promise I'd take you back to your world. You're stunned. You've always been too busy for anything romantic, and everything about her is so polite. So is it a deal? Her hand waits in the air, extended between the two of you. You just have to take it. You do. I'm honored for the opportunity to fall in love with someone so beautiful. Her handshake is firm. Her eyes are intense and warm as they meet yours. She keeps holding you onto your hands, leading you further down the alley. Listen, I'm just here for my mother. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm sorry. I mean, you look great and all, but, you know, you're not my type. She went this way. Maybe you're this girl's type and not my type. You turn for the alley in pursuit of your mother, but she isn't there. Oh, you really expect her to be just down the freaking alley? How long ago was it before she disappeared? She's gotta be somewhere, not just down the corner. Come on now. In her place, a spectral figure stands in front of your path. Was she there? Did you see her? What? I'm so confused. They do not move or turn your way, as if they haven't heard you approach at all. Their transparent chest is like a china cabinet, with a veneer of delicate glass to protect its still more fragile contents. Through it, you can see their heart, hurt and burning, but it lies trapped inside endless reflections of glass. You feel as a stiff breeze might shatter them. Did you see a woman come through here? You flash Alma a quick look. You admit you want to ask the figure the same question, but the more pressing one seems to be, are you alright? Though they don't answer, they seem to take notice of you, turning their hooded head ever so slightly towards you. But they don't raise their face to meet your eyes. Alma shifts a little uncomfortably. Should we move on? Give me a moment. As you draw carefully closer, you begin to see the cracks of their glossy form. Someone has shattered them before. Who did this? They raise a hand and place it above their heart. It closes into a trembling fist. You're not sure what you can do for them, but you feel as though you should do something. Alma, however, is losing patience. We're looking for her mother. Are you able to help us? Look at the figure, I guess. They stand there silently, considering. Finally, they shake their head. You and Alma turn to leave, but as you do, the figure raises their arm and point down the alley, and you hear a word so quiet you aren't sure if it was said at all. Crocodile. They must mean the crocodile. I've heard of her. She's very popular, but I've heard she eats humans. It's as good of a lead as any, I suppose. See, the figure helps somewhat, maybe. The crocodile lives in a bright pool that's hard to miss. It's gated, but several people are coming and going. You and Alma enter with ease. Sun reflects off the cerulean pool, and people laugh all around you. It's hard to picture the crocodile as the dangerous person you've been warned about. She sticks out of the crowd, tall and glowing. She looks effortlessly beautiful, and she's at ease with the surrounding of her with admirers. You must stick out of the crowd to her, too, because she approaches you in long strides, grinning. Oh my. I don't think I've met you before. You're so cute. She towers over you. You glimpse slitted reptilian eyes behind magenta spectacles. Are you the crocodile? Why, of course I am. What brings you here? She's looking for her mother. The crocodile looks up and assesses Alma. Alma's mouth sets itself into a firm line and her arms are faded. You think she might be jealous. I'm sure she can speak for herself, can't you, lovely? Alma and I are working together. I guess I'll stand up for her. She did offer her services. Is that so? Anyway, I'm sure I can help you with your mother, Miss Ivy. Miss Ivy. You seem conflicted over her. But let's go somewhere more private where we can really talk about this. Wow, for fairies that are so violent and dangerous, they're really helping me out here just because I'm beautiful, I guess. I don't know. She cradles her large hand against your back and ushers you through the crowd. Wow, I already got friends in high places and I just got here. Alma falls visibly uncomfortable. She leads you to an isolated corner of the pool party. This is cozy. I want to really talk to you. One-on-one. She glances at Alma. One-on-one with your friend hovering, of course. She grins. It's the sort of smile that lights up her entire face despite the long fangs that fill her maw. You suspect she's trying to separate you and Alma. Say nothing. I made a promise to escort her, and I'm not backing down on that. How noble of you. Does that mean the two of you made a deal with each other? Yes. Then you know something of fairies and deals, then. I'd love to make a deal with you, too. Alma goes stiff and doesn't hold back a glare. I know enough to know what fairies can hurt you. What sort of deal? I'll be interested. The lock of your hair for your information you want. I know where your mother went. I have a broad network, as you can see. What can you do with a lock of my hair? It's just a lock of hair, I promise. There isn't much I can do with it. Look at Alma, whose forehead is furrowed. She twists her mouth. She's right. She can't really do anything with it that would hurt you. Not without your consent, anyway. Wow, these are very polite fairies who are dangerous and awful, I've heard. As long as Alma says it's safe. The crocodile offers her widest grin yet. It nearly splits her face into two. Gently, she pinches a lock of your hair and then slices it off with her claw. To your horror, she doesn't hesitate to put the lock of hair into her mouth and swallow it. Be grateful she didn't ask for your eyes or your heart. I've heard some terrible things about what she's done with her victims when she's done with them. You're so protective of her. It's almost like you want something from her. Didn't we just say that we made a deal? Of course she wants something from me. Everybody wants something from me. A lock of my hair, my freaking love, to court me, what? She does not deny any of Alma's accusations, which is deeply unsettling. She smacks her lips, tasting the hair. For the first time, she suddenly looks disinterested. But I don't care about this one. I just want to check something. You can have her, eat her, woo her, do whatever you want. And just like that, you lost the crocodile's interest. Did she do something like that with the ghost? Or did she do something worse first? You suppose it doesn't really matter. The crocodile is making your skin crawl and you just don't want to be around her anymore. What about your end of the deal? I suppose I owe you that much. Of course you do. I gave you my hair. You owe me, okay? You owe me. Your mother is in the house across the glen by the great willow. Your dear Alma knows which one I mean. She's not quite finished talking when she smirks. Make sure you cut through the glen. Someone threw a party there once and the scenery is more interesting. The path is shorter too. I think you'll find much more than you expect. Alma tugs at your arm. Let's just go. You do. You're eager to lead the crocodile to her party. Surrounded by people, you're certain she'll eventually devour or push out of her life. You wish you could do something about it. I suggest we don't go this way. The crocodile said it was the quickest way. You both made your way forward into a park. If you know something, just tell me. Why do you suggest we don't go this way? There are chairs lined up in rows and tattered ribbons everywhere. Alma stays quiet. She won't say anything as you pick your way through the scene. There are buffet tables and moth-eating cloths draped over. Everything is centered around one thing. It's an arch with decaying flowers woven through. This was a wedding once. You've been awfully quiet. Are you okay? It's nothing. My apologies. You can tell she's lying. If she wants to talk about it, she'll open it, right? The remains of a wedding cake lays across the buffet table. A small sculpture of a couple holding hands crowns the rotten crumbles. One of the women sculpted is familiar. She looks a lot like this was my wedding. Or it would have been. You stare up at her. For once, she avoids your eyes. She's ashamed. It's normal to have a history. I thought it was special. I thought the person I just met you. What? Explain yourself. Come on. It's normal to have a history. Thank you. You're too generous. Explain yourself. I just came into your life. Explain your past actions. How dare you? Oh my god. I can't imagine responding in that way. You aren't the first human I tried to court, or even the second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth, or seventh, or eighth. You know, it's a little touchy here and there. Developing a deep relationship with a human gives a fairy social status and power. And what relationship is deeper than marriage? You just want to use me? Do you only like me because I'm human? I promise it's more than that. It all sounds terrible when I say it out loud. It's terrible when I think about it too, honestly. Alma has mostly been genuine and good to you up to this point. You're sure she has more to say. I wouldn't have married just any human. The connection and relationship has to be genuine. I feel something real for you, person I just met. You were lying to me this whole time! It sounds complicated. But this isn't a good way to build a real relationship, huh? It sounds complicated. I'm feeling quite complicated. Her eyes cast downward. She is deeply ashamed. I'm sorry. I do care deeply for you, person I just met. I meant everything I said. But as promised, I will take you to your mother. and then I will take you back home, and I'll leave you alone forever if that's what you want. Dang, I didn't even say anything about that. You were just like, oh, well, that's my past. I'm gonna leave you alone forever now. Peace. I need to think about this. I would prefer if you left me alone. Stop worrying about me. What do you really want? I don't care. I want you with me. I just met you. I need to think about this. I understand. I understand how badly you want this, and I think I want this too. I just met you, but I can't fix all your problems or give you all of this power or any kind of magic fix. No human can. We'll never have a successful relationship if you expect that out of me. You're a wonderful, spectacular person that I just met without a human, and I'll help you when I can. But you have to work on yourself before you can work on a relationship with anyone. Alma looks deep in thought. I've been quite silly about all this. I'm glad you talked to me, and I'm glad all this is in the open. But you have better things to do. We've got to go find her. Actually, you know what? I need some time to think about this. Can you leave me alone for a few minutes while we take a break? I don't think I'm ready to move forward quite yet. Of course. Thank you. You give Alma the space she requested, and both of you spend time thinking. You wonder if you're looking for something that isn't there with your mother. Are you doing this just so that she'll like you? Are you doing all of this just to build a relationship that society says you need to have? Your head spins with questions. It's still spinning when Alma comes to find you, and you two move on. This is the house that the Crocodile described. It's big and made up of squares and angles. It's different than the cozy house you grew up with. It isn't bad, you guess, just different. Does she live here now? You knock on the door and someone answers. At first you think it's open to a mirror. The face in front of you is more familiar than any other, and yet you've never seen it like this before. It's you. She looks like you, at least. And she looks just as confused as you are. Hello? Who are you? I'm Ivy. But I'm Ivy. Neither of you say anything right away. Instead, you stand awkwardly facing each other. I think my mother would be here. Well, my mother is here. Maybe she's yours too? She pauses. I'll go find her. When she leaves, you look up at Alma, who shrugs and offers you a smile of condolence. I don't get what's happening either. But this could be a lot of things. The other Ivy returns, and this time she's not alone. Uh-oh. She looks very unpleasant. Finally, you see your mother. You run up and hug her, but she doesn't hug you back. She doesn't look happy to see you. Why did you come here? I wanted to come and find you. I wanted to leave. I wanted to find my real daughter. She glances pointedly at the other Ivy, who doesn't meet your eyes. I made a deal with a fairy when I was young and stupid. My husband and I were in a car crash. We both should have died. I offered my firstborn child in exchange for my life. I don't know. I was already pregnant. I didn't know I was already pregnant. I lived, and I gave birth to you. I lived in fear that it would take you away from me. But I never knew that they replaced my real daughter with their own kind already. I was an idiot. It became so obvious that you were a fairy like all of them. Wicked and ruining lives and making deals. Selfish. You were never my real daughter. But I don't know why you come all this way. I have my Ivy now. I don't want you here. She won't even let you get another word in. She won't let you in. She won't talk to you. After all those years, do you mean nothing to her? I think you should leave. I did all this work and found my real daughter. I don't need you to ruin for me, fairy. I'm so sorry. We look exactly alike. We're literally the same character model with different like, outlines and stuff. We're even wearing the same clothing. You would think that growing up in different societies, you would have different tastes and styles and stuff. But, you know, this game was made in 100 hours. I can't really fault it too much. I didn't know. You and Alma leave. It hurts, and it keeps hurting. Was any of your relationship with her real? You're a copy of someone else? Someone more real? Someone better? What does this make you? Alma takes you back to the human world as promised. She's been quiet ever since your conversation and the abandoned wedding. You're to say goodbye to her, but you're not what she wants. Maybe you're not what anyone wants. You never see her again, or your mother. Despite that, you go back to school. You try to be the human daughter your mother wanted. You try so hard to be normal and to fit in. You try to forget that you're a fairy. It never quite works. You make a good charade of it, you think. You're successful in all the ways that normal humans are. But deep inside, you always know that you're living a lie. And it hurts. The end. I don't think I could have changed this situation. I mean, I guess I could have moved on. I don't know. Let me find some other things. Can you hear us? It's the same thing. Should we move on? Yes. You and Alma turn to leave, but as you do, the figure raises her arm. Oh, it's the same thing, Crocodile. Whether you egg them on or not, it's the same thing. Am I gonna get the end results no matter what? Yes, I can. Thank you. See, she really doesn't seem like someone who needs to be babied. Anyway, I'm sure I can help you with your mother, Miss Ivy. Yeah. Are you trying to separate us, aren't you? I would never do anything of the sort, dear. You're welcome to keep whoever you want around yourself. I made a promise to escort her. I'm not backing down on that. At least let me lay out the terms for you. I'll lock your head for the information you want. Do you really like me because I'm human? I promise it's more than that. But that isn't a good way to build. I'm beginning to understand that. Her eyes cast downward. She is deeply ashamed. I am sorry. I do care for you, person I just met. Stop worrying about me. What do you really want? What do I want? Yeah, it's the same thing, and nothing changes. Nothing really changes. It doesn't matter what you choose. I mean, I can't really fault it that much. This game was made in 100 hours. That's all they had to make this game. And the characters look really nice. Everything was really fast-paced. Especially the relationships. Everything was just... I mean, the mother's kind of a jerk for doing that to her daughter. The daughter that she raised. Like, even if it's her real daughter, she raised the other girl, and she probably knows the other girl a lot better. It was a lot of ideas that was just thrown at me, and you kind of got a little bit of their world, like a little snippet of what's going on in their world. But it was just like a small part of the bigger picture. The characters look really cool. I love the art. The music was okay. The story was quick-paced. I liked the Crocodile character model. That one was my favorite, I believe. The Crocodile was OP. For a person with a lot of connections and supposedly eats humans for breakfast, she was pretty cool, just giving away the information that I needed for a lock of my hair. And whether I denied to give them the lock of my hair or not, I still end up giving it to them because it's a one-way story. No matter what you say, the same things are going to happen with minor changes to dialogue. And I guess that's the only thing I don't like, because I don't really have any options, I don't feel like. And I feel like there's, like, no matter how you go about it, there's still no ending I can see. That's it. That's all my criticisms and thoughts about it. I thank you guys so much for over 180 subscribers now. God, I am so appreciative. Thank you so much. In the meantime, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and goodbye.